Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Test Flight in the UH-1 Huey, the series where I learn to fly the UH-1 or any aircraft completely from scratch. And it's a continuation for the mission where I'm getting familiar with navigation techniques, and in this one I'm going to look at ways to triangulate your position based on the positions of different nav aids, and some different techniques you can use to orient yourself and find your location on a map. And at this point it's really just kind of down to a joyride and getting more of a feel for the aircraft until I get into some weapons deployment here very, very soon. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the cockpit and see how it goes. Okay, so the plan. I want to tune to 525 on my ADS. So let me go into the 400 to 850 band and go for 525. Okay, that's 525. And I'll let that settle down a little bit. Okay, that's not what I was expecting for a direction, though. Because I'm facing north, I was expecting this to be out to the... Oh, wait, never mind. This is calibrated for... Actually, no, this reset itself, didn't it? So I need to... No, I am facing due north. Okay, I'll think about that for a little bit. I might just be on the wrong beacon. Okay, so I wanted 525. I'm on... Okay, here's 525. Yeah, that was just the wrong beacon. Okay, that's a lot better. Now the beacon is in front and to the left, which is exactly what I'm expecting. So I'm going to take off and steer direct on that beacon, and then come up with a course that will take me back from that beacon, and I'll just fly ahead and keeping the... So I'm going to fly towards it, keeping the arrow pointed towards the beacon, and I'll fly away from it, keeping the, I guess, other end, whatever the opposite of the arrow end is, facing the desired course, or the reciprocal of the desired course. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, I've got that up and running. I've still got my this instrument, whatever it's actually called, tuned to the ILS frequency. I wanted to go and see if I could pick up the VOR 113.6 and do some navigation based off of that. So it was 113.6. 113.6. Okay, so I was expecting... Yeah, I was sure expecting to get something off of that displayed down here. Huh. Okay, and it's hard to tell. I mean, it's depending on which map you look at. I mean, for example, on this map, there's no NDB over POTI, whereas on this map, there is, and I don't think this map shows anything out there at... whatever airfield this was. So okay, I'm not going to sweat that at all, but I am going to go ahead and get into the air. Let me reset that master caution. Okay, so I'm going to get into the air and get heading back to base. So let me go ahead and call the tower back up. I am going to go to position 3 and tower request hover check. Okay, 340 at 2 meters per second, and I'm pretty sure here that the wind direction given by ATC is the direction the wind is blowing to. So it's going to be blowing from my rear at 2 meters per second or 4 knots. So, okay, so let me go ahead and put it into a hover, and then we'll get things cracking. Okay, good enough. And let's request taxi.
Okay, Springfield 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Springfield 1-1. Complete. Clear to taxi to runway 9.
Okay, clear taxi runway, nice. Let's go ahead and bring it on around. I don't have my radar altimeter on, do I? No big deal. Okay, Colkey, request takeoff.
Springfield 1-1, request takeoff.
I'll just take it back out here in this direction. Let me try that one more time. Request takeoff. I might not have depressed my trigger all the way. Or they just might not be listening. Oh, I bet they're not listening because they assume I've already taken off. Yeah, since I'm not on the ground, I'm not going to get clearance for takeoff because I've already taken off. So, okay, I got that. Okay, let me bring up my map again, and it's just going to be steering direct on that NDB, which is back and to the left. Okay, so let's go ahead and increase collective. And get established in a climb. Okay, just need to bring it straight on around. And the key here is just going to be to align, just fly straight at the arrow. That's going to take me right at that beacon. Okay, 65 knots. Let me just trim out right here. That feels good. My poor old wingman. Let me go on UH-1H. Position 2, and just go ahead and have my wingman RTB. Well, no, I'll just have him rejoin.
Join up.
Okay, there I am. Okay, my wingman landed. Oh, my wingman already... Where is that? Okay, my wingman landed. Good, he was probably a little low on fuel anyway. Okay, good enough. Okay, I'll just continue to steer on this NDB. And bear with me, because I'm using all these aviation terms. I've never actually been an aviator. I've just read a lot about it, so I'm going to get a lot of details wrong and make some incorrect assumptions about VOR, NDB, and ILS, all this stuff. So if I'm getting it wrong, I know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But then again, I know enough to get by. It's only a flight sim after all. But I know enough to at least navigate, which is the key for me. And of course, getting into a flight sim like the Huey, where it's a lot more navigation than you would, or than I'm used to in the A10 or in other flight sims where everything is essentially done for you. You know, I'm going to learn a lot as I go when it comes to navigation. Okay, so what else can I be looking at? I wanted to see if I could tune into that VOR out to my right. So let me go ahead and set my autopilot back up. And somehow, with one place or another, I used to have this little hint thing up on the right. Somehow I turned that off. I cannot figure out how to get it back on. But I believe I already had it set up into the level flight autopilot, so I'm just going to hand the controls back to the co-pilot, and my co-pilot is going to keep it straight and level from here on out. 100 knots, good enough. Okay, so I had that VOR 113.6. Okay, so I had this. This is my navigation panel. Okay, 113.6. It is on. Now it's on. Okay, okay, so let me try it from the other seat. Let me jump over to the left-hand seat. Maybe I was just not seeing that switch correctly. Okay, so there it is. Okay, power, off, power. Okay, I just didn't have it turned on. I thought I did, but yeah, I couldn't really see that very well from over there. Okay, let me get back over there and look and see what we have going here. Okay, now, this makes a lot more sense. Now, this solid line is pointing towards the NDB, and it's this one right out here that I have tuned in on the ADF panel, and this other line is pointing towards this VOR. And, okay, let me get back on my original course. So let me take back over from the co-pilot. And get going back directly towards that NDB. Okay, handing it back off. Okay, that'll work, I guess. Okay, so now if I come down to this other one, I'm going to be able to... Okay, there we go. Now I can get... If I wanted to... Now I'm flying directly away from it, and it's at a course of... whatever, 27... No, it's actually at a course of... If I wanted to fly directly to it, I would need to turn to a course of 105. And I'm getting a little too fast, aren't I? 100 knots. No, that's stable. Okay, so yeah, it's pointing back to 105, coming up on 110. And okay, I've got that down. I don't get... I wish I got range, but I'm not going to get any kind of range off of this, am I? Okay, now there's the other one. If I wanted to fly directly away from it, or actually, no, this is how I would interpret this, is that I turn this dial until the line is lined up, and this is the course. This is my current position. In other words, I am, if I drew a line going out 285, like so, I could follow that course out, and I would be somewhere along that line, like right out in here. So what I can do, actually, is, if I have two nav aids selected, what I could do is I could trace my course back from this nav aid, so draw a line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 150, draw a line at 150 from this one, and then draw a line at whatever I'm at right now, 285 from this one, and then where those lines intersect is my current position. So that is the benefit of having two instruments, and really that's, I mean, granted, if I had a range back to this VOR, I would be able to just draw the line, and then wherever that line happens to fall on the range is where I'm at, but as long as I have two sources here, I can triangulate and find out exactly where I am. As long as I have two beacons or two nav aids out there somewhere that I can steer off of. Okay, well that's good to know. At least I know that everything is working. Okay, let me take back over and bring us around just a little bit to the left. Let me double check and make sure that I'm in the... I just wanted the level flight autopilot. So let me double check the key binding on that. Let me go to adjust controls. And what do I want? Cheat. Yeah, I guess in a way it is cheating, but hey, I've got a co-pilot over there. I don't have to fly all the time. Okay, left control A is the... Yeah, left control A. So, left control A. Now I should be in the level flight mode. Engage the autopilot. And now it should keep me on this heading, which is just a little bit left of where I wanted, but I'll tweak that up later as I go. Okay. Now the trick is to figure out, once I get overhead this beacon, what course I want to fly. So it's going to be... I need a compass. Or I can do this from the F-10 view. Okay, so that's the location of the beacon, just southeast of Galley. Let me go to F-10. I wish the nav aids were on the F-10 map. They're in the mission editor, they're just not on the F-10 map. Okay, so I've got the nav aid. It's going to be right here, just southeast of Galley. I've got the field. Okay, I just want to set myself up on an approach somewhere right here. So yeah, that's just going to be direct off this beacon. Let me go to my little distance measuring tool. See if I can remember how to use it. Okay, there we go. So from the beacon, it's going to be a heading of 293 for 30 miles. 31, 32 miles. So once I get overhead the beacon, I just need to turn to 293 and fly straight to base. Okay, 293. Easy enough. Okay, let me get back to the other map and start scoping out some more stuff. Okay, so looking around at terrain features, coming up over a little creek. So if I had to guess, okay, so let me try just doing this from scratch. Okay, getting the context for where I'm at. I've got terrain features over to my left, I've got one out in front of me, and I've got mountainous terrain directly ahead. So, okay, there's the mountain with the, and I can see the little canyon, little valley going up, and that would be right there. Okay, so that's the mountain that I'm seeing right here. This on the map is this terrain feature, and I'm looking directly left and slightly back to what would have to be this terrain feature. So that, I mean, just at a glance, I can tell that I'm heading in this direction, and that I'm probably somewhere right about here. So I should have this town of Zugdidi right there, and yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. That's Zugdidi. So other things that I should be expecting as I come through here. Okay, so I'm a little bit to the east of that town, and I should see a road. Yeah, I should be going over a road here pretty soon. Actually, no, I've already gone over that one, so I should be coming up on a smaller creek. That actually might be it right here that I'm going over, and I should have a road. If I have a road up here in this little depression, then that's exactly where I'm at. But okay, yeah, once I clear this little rise in front of me, yeah, I'll be right back there into that little river valley, the Inguri River Valley. All right. So there we go. I'm going to press back into this location, and once we get a little bit closer to the beacon, I'll pick up and describe what I'm doing. So I will be right back. And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Test Flight in the UH-1 Huey. And next time around, I'm going to return to base and then start looking at getting some weapons employment under my belt. So thanks again for watching. I hope you are enjoying it. I'll see you next time.